Look, we currently are focusing on expanding our reach and penetration in the Europe and Middle East area. We already have our distribution in South Africa and India for our Travel Connect business. And if I take one step back, we currently working on three major verticals within our business, which we call it Brand Connect, Travel Connect, and IoT Connect. So in simpler terms, Brand Connect is we enable any brand in the domestic market that we are present into, who has a large base of customers or who is inspired to be acquiring large base of customers, where connectivity could be an additional avenue to generate more revenue or to reward a customer and retain them. So that's the Brand Connect, which is our domestic MVNO business currently in South Africa, and we aspire to expand that in Netherlands later this year, and followed by UK and a couple of other markets first quarter next calendar year. So that's first vertical. Second vertical is Travel Connect, where we connect global travelers traveling from one country to the other in their pre-departure market, which means you get connected before you travel, and when you enter into the destination country, you're already connected. So that's the second vertical. And the last but not the least is our IoT Connect business, where we connect machines and devices for the connectivity, which can be a smart city, which can be a logistics or a shipping industry, or it could be healthcare and green energy as well. Yeah, look, see, these are the three verticals, or should I say, three babies into our business, right? So, I mean, for a parent or for a family, every sibling is a dear and a near one. And I mean, I will try and slightly segregate to split the question into two, right? Where would I see my business in 3 to 5 years is the net result. I would rather focus on the goal or the journey that we generally enjoy. But to answer the question in one word, I would want my business to be seen as Uber of connectivity, where in simple terms, Uber takes you from point A to point B when it comes to the transportation. Similarly, we want to take brands from point A to point B when it comes to their connectivity needs, be it adding additional revenue to generate revenue or to retain more customers. And then once we start clubbing into it from a Brand Connect or a Travel Connect perspective, it's actually one business where we are connecting brands, whether it is into travel industry or into domestic markets, who has large number of customers traveling or interacting or transacting with their businesses. So that's where I would see our business growing. If I split into steps or milestones that we would like to achieve in next 3 to 5 years, I would say we would like to elaborate on the strong establishment that we've done over a period of last couple of years. So in other words, I would like to capitalize on the foundation that we have already created. Then we would like to grow from a customer acquisition perspective in terms of connecting million lives, for example, on our Travel Connect business is our next calendar year goal. Then we want to focus on diversification and innovation that we will bring through our IoT Connect and Travel Connect in terms of how a travel gets connected into an ecosystem, including not only limited to the connectivity, but from a fintech angle perspective as well. Obviously, the scaling will come followed by that in the third or fourth year. So that's the kind of journey that we have planned internally, and we call it annual operating plan. So these are the next 3 or 4 annual operating plans, wherein we want to be seen as Uber of connectivity, wherein we want to focus on a consumer behavior. Because if you look at the connectivity business, there are two verticals, right? Either you drive on a consumer behavior or content driven. The kind of niche that we focus into, content driven, probably takes the back seat in our environment, because we don't want to drive online gaming or a Netflix package to a traveler. Rather, we want to understand the consumer behavior, what a traveler does when he's on a business trip, or what a traveler does when he's on a leisure trip, and how we can add value to make the experience better, from a connectivity perspective. If you look at the overall travel sentiments now, I mean, we are not only into the revenge travel phase post pandemic, but we are into a stage where everyone wants to be out and about. Everyone wants to take a flight and travel to get that brain break or to have that business meeting. No one now wants to get stuck into their own comfort zones or silos. I mean, if you look at just simple statistics, market like India, where study abroad is one of the major segments, and considering the academic year in the northern hemisphere starting now, September intake, we saw massive amount of visas being issued to Indian students traveling to UK, to Germany, to Australia, to Canada. And I mean, if I sum it up, there are over 40 million people who travel in a calendar year just from India itself, which is our strongest distribution market. So travel definitely has remained close to our heart. Yes, we went through a very tough time in 2020, 2021 for a couple of years or maybe a little longer. But now we are seeing that the economy is not only recovering, but it is actually giving us desired results and recovering on what we missed out in those 2 years. So definitely, I mean, travel is something that will always remain at core of what we do at at Next. And whether it is a brand connect solution that we offer to a brand, or to a travel connect solution that we offer to a travel industry player, it will always remain at the core of our offerings. And obviously, I mean, we would love to innovate in terms of how we can remove those entry barriers for the brands or enterprise who aspire to offer connectivity solutions but doesn't understand the nitty-gritties of the business, because there are certain challenges as well, which we generally don't think about when a new brand or an enterprise wants to enter into the industry. We come from technically the emerging market, right, based out of South Africa, or with a major distribution in market like India. So emerging markets keep on evolving every day. Every day is a new day. It's not an established market like a first world country where you have your margins being secured and you have your markets being organized. So it is always unorganized retail that we experience when we go to the market. And IoT or digitization has played a major role. I mean, if I had to give you an example of Africa as a market, I mean, we currently are looking at converting those villages into smart villages, converting those electric meters into smart electric meters, the logistics starting from a port in Durban to a landlocked country, which is Botswana, or for that matter, any other country in the Southern African market. So we provide those bespoke or state of the art solution to those industries, be it logistics, be it healthcare. Green energy is again one of the focuses in this emerging markets, where solar fields are something that is evolving, coming every day and day out. So we try and connect, and we try and facilitate those industries to capture the necessary data that they require, and which can be used not only for the end user benefit, but for the research and development for the future growth. Because we are looking at the fourth revolution, digitization, right? So that's where we are trying to play a small role in a bigger picture version, where we can empower those emerging markets to contribute towards the global economy. Look, when you embark on a path which is a new innovation for you, or you are embracing a change, right? Change is never easy. I mean, I've been saying this to my team day in and day out, that when you focus on change, it pushes you out of your comfort zone. Second, you are not in a familiar territory, so everything is a new thing for you. And I mean, there are many such things that one would want to know before embarking on a journey. But to highlight a few, I mean, I would say lack of industry knowledge. Whether you come from a telco industry or not, when you are a brand who is aspiring to become a mobile network, or you are an entrepreneur or a startup idea that you want to launch, you definitely don't have enough industry knowledge. You definitely don't have regulatory and compliance requirements, especially for a business like us. I mean, since your question is that what would have someone told me, or what I wished someone would have told me when I started the business. I mean, in multiple geographies, in multiple countries, there are multiple regulatory requirements. So you can't take an assumption that this worked in India, so now it has to work in Netherlands or in South Africa as well. So regulatory and compliance, plus barring the entry barrier that a brand will face in the industry, there are jargons as well, right? Not everyone, a common man, will understand even a full form of MVNO. People don't know what is MVNO, in certain markets. Unrealistic pricing, definitely. I would have loved to know before I started the business that there are so many players who provide you unrealistic prices. Then you keep on paying the private school fees to understand that you were paying extra, which was charging up your margins. So that's something that we will definitely look at. And to be honest, as an entrepreneur, you generally, although everything is customer centric, but you try to neglect the customer support aspect, because you are juggling so many balls as a startup or as a new business, right? And customer support somehow takes that backseat, which I think should be the priority from day one. And if I knew that this is something very, very crucial and important, I would have been in a better situation already as compared to what I aspire to be now.